Hello, greetings. Welcome to Sofa Broker, the number one rated podcast in this room. I am very pleased to be introducing myself, Solly, and this is my good friend, work colleague, motorcycle enthusiast, West Ham supporter, and all-round good egg, Mr. Daniel.
Aren't you meant to,
Mr. Daniel McPeake?
I know, but aren't you meant to, because you did go to Eton?
Oh
so
my God, we're not going down that road again.
You was taught how to speak properly, but aren't you meant to introduce me and then you? Ain't that the proper way of doing it?
One apologises profusely.
But is that the proper way of doing it?
I don't know. I didn't go to finishing school. They didn't teach me how to get out of a Ferrari in a miniskirt.
Oh, just borrowed your dad's
Miniskirt?
No, Ferrari.
Anyway, after
I can imagine you in a miniskirt. You'd look
he
quite
didn't
good.
buy the Ferrari. He bought the Aston Martin instead. I've told
Yeah,
you.
carry on. That's it. Yeah, that and a helicopter. Anyway,
well, look, after last week's or the last episode being somewhat
realistic.
realistic,
Yeah,
but a
it's
little bit of a downer on
realistic.
the current world crises that we're all going through and how it affects real estate. Let's have some fun, Daniel. Fun, until my daddy takes my T-bird away, as the Beach Boys once said.
The Beach Boys and you. Yeah. Was that it? That was the setup.
With the help
Did you have a T-bird?
a T-bird? No.
What American power cars did your dad have?
He had a brown Pontiac Trans Am.
Knew it.
With an 8-track and an eagle on the bonnet.
He didn't.
It was so cool.
He didn't.
He did.
He didn't.
I swear to God. And you're going to love this, actually.
The closest I got to that was watching it on telly somewhere.
Smoking the Bandit.
Yeah.
So
Was it the Smoking the Bandit car?
I think that's actually a Camaro, but I'm not sure. But they're basically the same car, aren't they?
They got an eagle on the bonnet.
Yeah. Made out of Detroit. Proper cars.
Yeah.
But
Eminem.
one thing about that car, because he had it when I was at primary school.
He didn't.
Yeah.
He had a dream car when you was at primary school.
Yeah. Actually, primary, whatever, I don't know.
So why wasn't you really successful at school then?
Sorry?
Why wasn't you really successful at school?
I'll tell you why. Because that car was so wide, it wouldn't actually go down the cute little road that took you to our incredibly gorgeous, lovely little primary school in the middle of Kent. So I had to do, every morning, I had to do the walk of shame. I'd get out of my dad's amazing car and walk down the sort of 200 metres down the lane, and all these Volvos and Granada estates would come past, and I'd be going... And it affected me.
That's hilarious.
And that's why I'm in real estate.
Okay. So what?
We're going to have some fun.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah.
But actually, can we just talk about cars?
No,
Let's not. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do that another time. So look, we're going to have some fun. And I'm very pleased to say that our producer, stroke your son, Master Stanley McPeake over there with the headphones and all the gear.
Yeah.
He's come up with a fun thing for us to do. Can you try and explain it? Because I haven't got a flipping clue what it's all about.
I'll have a go. Right, what we're going to do is he's going to show up a property. We're going to do 3 properties. And we're going to guess the price range of the properties. And we're going to compare that with the price range offered by AI. Is that correct, Stanlino?
And
he's put his thumbs up, so he means yes, because he doesn't talk to me because he's a teenager.
What is AI?
Interesting this is. And our good friend...
Actually, and why is it relevant to real estate?
Well, if anyone wants to know about AI and get involved in what's going on and listen to it, our good friend Jamie Marshall does, talks about it a bit. He's on LinkedIn and he's on Insta, so he's worth checking out. But AI is, it's becoming relevant a lot to our business. So if we do a property description, we can now use AI to write the property description, and bloody good. Right. In fact, what we will do,
every bone of my body.
In fact, just thinking that, what we will do, Master Solomon, is we will make Solly, not today, another day, take the Pepsi challenge against writing a description against the AI.
Yeah,
and see, and we won't make him sit there writing it because you'll all be bored. But we will get him to write out.
I left my quill at home as well.
He's got a quill. He really has, and a wand.
But AI and property descriptions, can you tune it? And I'm probably not looking at the wrong person. I should probably look over that way. But can you tune it so that it fits in with the Misdescriptions Act?
Yeah, as I said, so beyond my capabilities, I'm not into that good yet.
Oh,
and
okay.
because I'm not an expert on it and have no plan to be.
That for someone who flunked his A levels, I thought that was quite an intelligent question.
I didn't do my. Who are you talking to?
Me?
You?
Yeah.
Oh, you came up with a good question about AI.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because I know nothing about it. All I know is that Jamie is very into it, and we should be looking at it and talking about it. And this is a fun way of doing it.
AI has an ability to wrap itself round real estate and probably absorb it, and could it become it? Could it become better than it? It's not a conversation for now. Clearly not, because you're always going to need a person. Okay, so it's not just stacking a shelf. It's not just doing something.
There are generational issues here as well.
It's and generational as well. I think people will use A&I in real estate, and I'm trying to think where's an example of where you could use A&I in real estate that we're using it already.
Sorry, I just got to laugh because you're calling it A and I.
Is it not A&I? Okay, so right. So it's AI.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not A&I.
No, you could go to A&E if you want.
So where's an example, right, of AI where we use it, and I'm sure there is one in real estate already, that people will be able to say, oh yeah, it's used there.
Well, probably, I would have thought, very modern agencies in their descriptions for a starter.
So maybe it's already there, but is there any way we could point at and say it's already being used? Oh, maybe it's used to write newsletters for people.
Yeah,
I've seen them using that a lot.
Maybe answering services or when people have automated.
So there's a place that is. Yeah. So if you've got a website and someone comes and says pop up and talk to this person, that person talk to it would be generated by AI. Yeah. So we are at the point where it's bleeding into our industry, and actually, like we just said, we don't even bloody realise it. It's just happening.
But I think actually that's servicing or after sales or something. It's not real. I don't see it so far it's in the actual act of maybe marketing and opinion and all of the stuff around agency. And it's also interesting to see how AI can be anything other than a service or a helpful tool when we talk about being successful in real estate, being a people trust business. And how does AI fit into that?
How can Jesus, how can you trust something that has been manufactured by someone else to make you trust it? Because
my head's about to fall off.
Well, if someone's manufactured it, right, someone's made it happen, this magic box called AI, right, and it makes people trust it. It's only been made to make people trust it. So how trusting is that? And on that note, we're going to look at some of these pictures that are going to pop up on the screen.
Let's move on from this. Yeah.
So first person to ask will be Solly.
Oh, okay.
So what's popping up? Oh, interesting. Okay.
Black screen.
All right. This is good. This is not...
Seriously?
Solly again. Does Rosie know how much she looks at him all the time and thinks, is that Solly or is that my husband?
So wrong.
Yeah. Because I think she does as well. Great tie on there, Solly, as well.
I can't see because Stan's put this great big screen in front of me, so I'm just going to go like that.
What the...
Wow, okay.
Right, okay.
Where is it?
In Perranporth, in Cornwall. Solly's never been.
You love it.
I have. I think I've been to Perranporth, yeah, I'm
Mark
pretty
Cottrell,
sure.
please help me now. Send me a message.
Mark, send me some...
It's a detached 5-bed 4-bath. So.
Okay, let's have a look at the pictures.
Oh, wow, okay.
That's stunner.
That could be in the Hamptons.
Okay, why haven't we got that on the market?
Let's get it.
Yep.
Okay, great.
One line quickly before we get into Solly. Kill a line to convince the vendor. Go back. Oh my God, it's got bikes in there. Kill a line to convince the vendor they should list this property with you.
I would say this is clearly a global property in terms of the outreach, the kind of person that's going to buy it. They're might buy it because it's in Cornwall, and they might buy it because they just love the look of that property and they want a second stroke trophy home. They need a network that covers all of the luxury markets where those properties exist, and that's what our brand does. We're in the Hamptons, we're in Los Angeles.
Yeah, they look at that. There you go. There you go, everybody.
Do you want to have access to that for only 3%?
So average price on it, right? Christ, Solly, what you go first? What do you think
I think that property is 3.5 million. And you can agree with me, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to.
Okay.
I think that property is 2.5 million.
Okay.
Okay.
What are we looking at, Stan?
This property right here is 2.5 million.
Yes, get in.
I didn't see a floor plan.
Don't need to see a floor plan. You either have the inner ability to understand real estate world and domination, or you sit there going, I need a floor plan.
Great answer.
Don't let him cheat. So can you just make sure?
I think I need to cheat.
You'd see.
After that.
That's what would happen to someone like you. You would try and cheat. You don't need to. You are better than this.
I know, but I didn't have the
You used to play
vibe.
cricket. Did you
I'm
cheat?
glad, but actually,
Did you cheat at cricket?
only if I nicked off and I didn't walk off the pitch, which is
What's nicking
essentially-
off mean? It's a
Well,
bit,
if
bit
you-
dodgy, isn't it?
your end's nicking off. Nicking is when the ball flicks your bat, the wicketkeeper catches it, but it was so quiet, nobody heard it, and you're supposed to then walk off like a drunk. There you go. Anyway.
Okay, so
By the way, can I just say I'm very glad you got that because I know you like Cornwall, and I think it was right, and it would have been really embarrassing for you if you hadn't got that right. Could you go there once or twice a month?
all right.
This first one, AI gets 1.5 million.
Yes, we beat AI. Oh my God, Solly's going to get this. I can tell already. It's got columns in it. Solly loves it.
Harbour Avenue.
What?
SW10.
So it's Chelsea
Yeah,
Harbour.
Chelsea. It's a penthouse, 2 bed, 2 baths, 1,400 square foot.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
pictures.
All right. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Move on.
I think Solly's been in this.
It looks quite familiar.
I think you have been in this. Oh,
1,400 square feet, you say?
hold on. Let me go first because he's gonna. He has more of a, being the Etonian
get on
vibe. He
with it.
knows that. He knows what that property's worth. Does it say square foot, Stanley? Are we allowed to have that?
It was 1,400, but it had quite a big roof terrace, mate. Do you see that?
2 bed, 2 bath. 14.5.
What?
4.5 mil.
Okay.
I mean, that's what it is. So
You can agree.
Okay, I'm going to say 4.5.
Okay, AI said 3.5. And it is 3.5.
Whoa.
So AI beat both of you though.
No, EI whooped us and you're -1.
Seriously resigning.
You're seriously like, oh my God, should you? Okay, bring us up. Bring one in again. Let's go.
Now this is in Durham.
I thought it was Barrett Holmes somewhere.
Durham.
Lindsay territory.
Lindsay knows this. Lindsay would know.
5 bed, 3 bath.
Okay.
Detached 5 bed, 3 bath.
I'll show you some. I think it's a
We need to be speaking to our friends over that I was chatting to over in Teesside.
Your man.
Yeah, I'll have a chat with him later. So what we saying on this then? Okay.
Can AI goes first, doesn't it?
No, you do. You go first.
I will say. No, Lindsay did sell something for 900.
700k.
AI said 800k, so you've all picked different options.
Why? What did Solly pick?
900.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
It was 900.
Yes, I'm so relieved.
So we've done 3, and you've got 1, he's got 1, and AI's got 1.
We need.
Oh, that's a balance. See, you need free valuations
so we need
when
to
you
bring
go
AI
around
in
to a house.
just for that extra 30%.
Yeah. So hang on. Do you know what that's fair to say then?
I know what it is.
One of the things we could start bringing in is if we're going to roughly guess what house is worth before we go in it,
Yeah.
right? Using AI, we're getting a second pair of hands, giving another free choice.
Having said that, I'm going to throw a curveball here and talk about the Zoopla valuation tool effect. Sorry, Zoopla, you're good guys, but do you ever go to a valuation having seen the Zoopla? When they do.
Yeah, but that's because that you are good guys, Zoopla. We do love you, but that's because they're so early with it. I think AI is more close and was better then
So do you think
Zoopla could be?
Zoopla? Sorry, just bash the mic. Zoopla always does. It's got the whole journey from the very beginning. So probably sold in 97, 2006. It probably goes on price increases UK wide, and maybe I don't know, but math's not my strong point. But it probably goes on the history of the property and the local market to get to that point. Whereas AI is probably doing what's happening right now and doesn't care about the history.
I'm guessing. Yeah, I think
someone tell me. Jamie, tell me I'm wrong.
Someone needs to tell us, but I think it's calculating all that.
Is it?
What AI is doing is really cleverly, speedily giving you all that information to itself, and then it uses artificial intelligence to deliver that information.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but scary, right?
At this point, I genuinely have no idea what you're on about.
Yeah. But no, but it's becoming a thing, and I think it's something that's going to be really interesting, because the biggest problem we have as agents, no matter where you are, starting out, I've been doing it for 50 years, is agreeing with the vendor the valuation. Okay, the biggest point. I just did a LinkedIn chat solely based about the power of fuck off, and then.
Did you get much of a? What sort of feedback do you get from that?
Really good.
Punchy title, right?
Well, no, because with every one of these things, as you know, that we put out on LinkedIn, we try to now give a little sales tip. So I give an example of how you can do it, and the idea was to, when you're stuck with someone and you can't really go anywhere with them, there's something on that LinkedIn script that teaches you, how to deal around that, to make the penny drop with them, to turn it on them and put it back on them. So you don't always win, but this way you won't always lose.
So
neither.
Here's something. Do you think there will ever be a time, and there will be, but maybe not in our lifetime, or it might be happening at the moment? I mean, I don't want to generalise here, but do you think if you went into a valuation with, say, a Gen Zer as the seller, someone very young who's selling their first property, or possibly a late millennial or whatever, someone 20 to 30, should we say?
Yeah.
Do you think if you were having that, I won't say argument, that strong conversation about values and all that kind of stuff, do you think bringing AI into the conversation with someone of that generation would help the conversation? Because I know for a fact that someone of our generation,
I would now, based on what I've learnt today, I would now, as part of the process of getting the valuations, I would now check with AI.
Really?
Yeah, I would now want to know, in case anyone else had. So I wouldn't want no one else to have the power that I don't know. So I would want to know all this. I would want to check it out. I would want it up front. And I would now start to incorporate it into what I'm doing. Whether or not I would use it on a vow, I don't know. But I would always, from today, sitting here, mention it. Because if someone else does bring it up, and I haven't mentioned it, I'm fucking stuck.
Okay, so it's conversational. It means you're in the zone of AI and thinking of it.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, actually, if you look at that little thing we just did, that test, okay, it was 30. We all got one each, but AI has got more information than us before we'd even started that thing. You and I didn't even know where any of those properties were. We'd never been to those areas.
Okay, so if that had been a property in Bankside Lofts, which you know inside out, and that had come up against AI, you probably would have won.
Yes.
Okay, so what we're saying is the scope of it, but what we can do and let the guys and girls out there to get involved in AI to do that is by using that scope, no matter where they're from, Perranporth, Durham, Chelsea, they can use that to start to calculate their own valuations. And don't have it as, this, I'm just going to use this and that's it, but have it in your toolbox, and start to use it, start to talk about it, and start to bring it into conversations. Because once you bring something into conversations, and like AI, nearly said A&I then, but I didn't, because you reminded me I'm a tosser. So when AI, when AI
Keep rolling, Stan. Don't edit this.
when AI comes in and people are talking about it, and you're using it, you start to sound a little bit cleverer than them, okay? And it's using it correctly in the right way.
It's like
where it wins.
Exactly. It's like all the tools that we have at our disposal when we're on a listing appointment.
Yeah.
I guess that's the valuation bit.
Yeah.
But and like AI is just giving an opinion like we are. It's not saying it is the value, but it's what is important to that particular seller.
So can we speed this? Can we speed it up? So me and you back in the day, we would go on a val, you or me, and then we would spend a day arguing.
And we would tell the client that as well.
Yeah, what would we say to the client?
We'd say, look, this is the ballpark. We know that. And then we've got maybe, let's say, whether something's 950 or 1,000,001, right? There's a psychological barrier.
What's it? Psychological.
I don't want to say that again.
Yeah, okay.
ANI. There's a psychological barrier.
Can we get the Will's poster back up on his face again?
I win. I'm royal.
Yeah.
How's
your brother? What's Christmas like for you? How is Christmas around the Windsors this year? Because I was thinking, if there are one or two too many people coming for Christmas, I could always sell you a bigger house.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Good pitch.
So go back to where you were.
So that, look, when we're with someone, there's always, and what you were saying before about us having an argument about it.
Yeah.
Or a constructive conversation.
Shouting match.
You're fucking mad. What?
Yeah.
But I would say to the client, I think this is really important, because if you want to mention AI, mention AI. If you want to mention the brand, mention the brand. If you want to mention a TV show, or whether you've been in one or not, you're going to look at them and think, are they the right people to know that?
Yeah.
And it might just be, you just get on really well with them, you're going to walk out the door. But if you don't know, or there's a cycle, you say to them, look, if we go on at 1,000,001, we're going to miss the right move crowd yawn, but you might do. They'll buy, might come from right move. There's a 40% chance that they might, I'm going to go and talk to Dan. Him and I have been doing this for donkey's years, and we are going to sit there and we're going to thrash out a price that's right, because that's the right thing for us to do.
So if we do it and it speeds it up, here's my take. If we can have that conversation with AI and together we get there quicker, but by getting there quicker, we don't let the market decide what the value is. We've got the right value on it and it's entered the market at the right valuation. Surely then it sells instantly. Is that what AI does?
Are we saying then, and this is interesting, are we saying that AI could get rid of what we used to call the Burton suit and Rightmove account agents? Yeah? Who would just turn up with a Rightmove account and a Burton suit and a white Golf outside and go, oh, it's worth 1.25 million, mate, all day long, when it's worth $1 million. If we just say, right, AI should do this, AI is not going to make that mistake, and in which case it'll be on at a price that is, in theory, right, because you can't argue with computers, I don't think.
Can't argue with math.
Can't argue with
math. Are based on computers.
Yeah. But AI might not know whether it's south-facing or not. Or it might.
No, but
anyway,
it will. No, it will know. And that's the thing.
We need to get Jamie Marshall on here to tell us exactly where we're going with this.
That's the thing, because you're right. If it ends up making valuations so accurate that they are brilliantly brilliant, i.e. you don't need someone to value it, you sit on, what are we on? I can't even remember what it's called, Alexa, and we go, Alexa, what's this house worth, my house worth? And it tells you, and that is actually going to be delivered. Then it's just down to who markets the property for you.
And then, Alexa, which company should I use? Boom.
And on that note, it was brilliant speaking to you all again. It is AI, not an
And actually, before we go, are we going to come back next week or to the next one, or should we just get some robots to sit here?
I don't even know how to answer him with that, because I know he's serious. Because if he could find a robot doing this, he would.
No. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to ditch being your business partner, and I'm going to be a business partner with Stan. And we're going to go and set up something called iRobot Estates. And goodbye, Dan.
Well, as long as it's not in Perranporth, it'll be great. So follow us on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and YouTube. Thanks a lot. Look forward to hearing from you next time.